Holy shit. That's... Is this C? What's going on?
That's garage. All our shit in garage. But it looks like they are trying to go C from garage.
Enemy remaining.
But Vincent just said, fuck you.
Spike down.
Hey guys, Dissident here, still on that road to Radiant. If you haven't seen Season 3 Episode 1.5, I recommend you watch that one first. That is linked in the description and in the top right corner like always. So today is a special video. Although the gameplay that I'll be analyzing today is not my promotion game, as you can see I finally hit the next milestone of getting promoted to Plat 1. If you guys look back on my older videos, you'll see that I've been Plat 1 before, however this is when I was in Okinawa. When I moved back to the United States, my entire account was reset due to the region lock that Riot has in place. I placed Bronze 3 here. I found out that Plat in Southeast Asia was equivalent to a high bronze or low silver here. Since then, I've been grinding to get better at this game, which, as we all know, is super difficult, especially with the current way the ranking system works. I haven't made a video within these past 2 weeks because I've been undergoing personalized coaching. That's right, I'm so dedicated to improving and making it to that also sought after rank of Radiant that only the top 500 get the claim, that I got myself a coach, and it's been paying itself forward. I've been given the tools for success with drills to enhance my mechanical skill, insight on proper game sense, and lastly on how to play my desired roles properly. With that being said, I have a video for tomorrow that is analysis over this exact same gameplay that you're going to see today. However, it is from my coach's perspective, so hopefully you guys enjoy that one too. For the sake of time, on this video and for future videos to come, I'll be going over 10 rounds. Those rounds are the first round of each half, the first full buy round of each half, the first loss of each half after the first full buy round, or the first win of each half after the first full buy round, depending on whether we're winning or losing the match at this point. One round that was important, for example, a thrifty that may have happened, where we really shouldn't have won that round, but somehow we did. And lastly, the last round of each half. These are the same rounds that my coach went over with me, and I thought it'd be cool if you could see the difference between my perspective and the perspective of a high diamond / immortal level player. With all that said and out the way, I'd like to remind you to smash that like button if you enjoy the video, and subscribe if you want to take this journey on the road to Radiant with me. Let's get on with the video. I hope you guys enjoy.
I must survive to protect my family. I can't lose them. I can't feel that pain again.
So that's red or yellow?
Red.
So, as you can see in this match, I'm in a 4-stack. However, please try to filter out the banter as I will be attempting to mask as much of it as possible. As you can see, we start out defending on Haven. I see that the rest of my team is settled into a default position. I also notice that the garage is the only position that is unfilled, so I make my way over to that part of the map.
Yep.
There's nothing too interesting or big brain there. However, as you just saw, I was AFK at the beginning of the round, which is an issue because if they decided to push garage, I wouldn't have been there to help the player on C. So here I pop into C and I check grass and I don't see anything. However, looking at the minimap, I see one enemy's A long and one person's mid. I go to help person on B after Sova picked off an enemy along, and as they were rushing onto B there, I panicked after the Sova dart, and because of my panic, I ended up getting myself picked off. Now, the main issue that I had there, in my opinion, is that I didn't go into that gunfight with intent to stick into the gunfight. I should have either decided to go into that gunfight entirely with the intention of sticking it, or I should have just waited to try to play a retake. So here we are on round 3, which is the first buy round of the half for both teams. What you're going to see me do here is I actually go on a pretty quick flank from C garage onto A long. So essentially, we're over here playing default, and I go to jiggle peek the doorway, which you'll see in about 5 seconds. Jiggle peeking was just to get intel. However, right after I jiggle peek, there's a Sova dart that scans the entire enemy team. Jiggle peek. Sova dart scans the entire enemy team. At this point, I pull out my knife and I start booking it. Now I know that I might take contact here, so I get my rifle ready and I catch the Phoenix here lacking, and then immediately I go and peek A long. I'm able to pick off the Sage. Now I know that there's people on site, so I dash up A long here to help close the gap and get into position to help fight that Astra. Now I know that Jet's backside there, so I'm able to safely grab the ult orb. which you guys should be doing as much as possible, is grabbing them ult orbs, because farming ults is incredibly important, because an ult can change the entire tide of a round, which can essentially lead up to a win overall within that match. Now, going right into it, we're actually going to stay on this round. This is the next really important round. Now, granted, we still have our guns from last round. The enemy team was also doing a bit of a like half buy last round because they forced on round 2. Now, you're actually going to see me get some action here. Right off rip, Astra places, I think, all 5 of her stars here. Now, I saw a video with How To Noodle actually doing this exact strat where they just put up a bunch of smokes. So I decided to sit there and wait and fight it. I stick into it, and granted, maybe I shouldn't have gotten all these kills here. However, they were not expecting to have so much resistance. So because of me putting up that resistance and committing to that fight and having the confidence to stay into that fight, I was able to catch them off guard and get 3 early picks for my team, which allowed them to clean up the round relatively easy.
What the fuck is with this long range Bucky, dude?
So this is round 7. It's the first round of this match that we actually ended up losing as a team. However, I'm only going to really be talking about what it is that I messed up on my end, which was a relatively early mistake in the beginning. So just a little bit of background. Our Omen is AFK for this round. I don't remember exactly why, but I know that he was AFK. He was somebody that was in the pre-stack with us, so we go into this round 4v5. Now, I think the enemy team was on a bit of a save round here because at the beginning of this gunfight, which I dodged that Phoenix flash, but this Phoenix may have actually killed me if he had an actual gun. He was fighting me with a Stinger there. At this point, I notice or hear that people were pushing through C, so a drone scans me, and I dash up forward to take this gunfight. However, I was not ready for Sage to push, or not necessarily to push that, but to be so close up and to have a Bucky. I definitely should have played that a little bit differently, especially after realizing that Phoenix at the beginning of the round there was using a Stinger. Him using a Stinger is probably a strong indication that they were on a save round, which meant I should have been on the lookout for something like a Bucky. I also probably should have taken that engagement a little bit safer instead of just YOLOing straight into it, not really knowing if somebody is pushed up. Essentially, I should have assumed that somebody was following up that owl drone, and so there's a lot of things that I could have done differently with that second engagement that got me picked off that could have gone very differently if I would have acted accordingly. Now, here we are in the final round of the half. We're not really going to see anything too different here. We've pretty much just had a really solid half overall. We've lost 2 other matches besides the one round that we lost on round 7 since round 7. So basically all we're going to really see here is me going Garage again. I'm pretty sure I just played Garage this entire half. But besides the point, this round's going to look very similar to what we saw in round 3, where I jiggle peek outside of here to get some intel, and we just find out off rip that they're A, so I immediately go on a flank. I'm not as hasty as I was last time, which is okay. We ended up winning this round, not really any part due to me. Sage slows. I'm pretty sure she heard me, so I try to peek it, smoke off that angle just to break line of sight so I can push up. I notice it's over there. I break line of sight again, and I go to take gunfight, but he just had my number there. Now I could have made a different decision. I probably maybe could have waited for my smoke to drop and took gunfight with him that way. I potentially could have pushed through the smoke. There's a lot of different ways for me to take that engagement. Overall, I just made a decision. I went with it. It didn't work out. I don't really know if there's anything that well, not necessarily that I could have done differently, but sometimes when you make a decision, it just doesn't work out. And making a decision, in my opinion, is better than making no decision at all. And although it was the wrong decision because it didn't work out, there weren't many other options that I could have gone with that could have had a vastly different outcome, because essentially I could have just won that gunfight and really helped my team out, but my team over here stayed solid. The Sage and the Cypher just holding things down, and because of the 2 of them cleaning up the rest of this round here which is why we won it. So granted, I didn't have that great of impact. In my opinion, there wasn't really much more I could have done. Alright, moving on to the first pistol round of attack. Now, this round was a very interesting round.
That's stupid. I hit him
I've
just
genuinely
before-
never seen anything like this round before. I don't know where they got this idea or what, but this was just nuts. At the beginning here, as you can see, we're just gonna like 5-man push C long. Typically, that's what you end up doing on C long. Or not necessarily on C long, but like when you're attacking on pistol round, you kind of just 5-man rush the site and pray that it works out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So at the beginning of the round here, Sova's actually gonna shoot a dart for me backside. Our 2 sentinels are just pushing up entirely without me, so they decided to entry. Really shouldn't have done that. Now, one of us should have checked that left angle, like right outside of it, but we didn't. I think it was because the arrow told us that nobody was backside, so we felt really confident. Now, this is where things get interesting. Sova ends up picking up teammates, so does Jet, and literally one of our teammates called that their entire team decided to flank. So literally their entire team stacked on A, gave us C for free, and then ran through spawn together, like almost like a counterattack kind of thing. I don't really know how to play against this, or like what it is that we could have done differently to prevent this, because it was just such an off the wall pocket strat. But that is the reason why we ended up losing round 1 of this half, is just because we were caught completely off guard from the enemy strategy here. Now, here we are in the first gun round of our attacking half. We ended up losing the second round after the first round. The enemies just had guns and we did a full save. So there's not really much that we could have done about that. Now, on this half, or this round, not this half, excuse me. On this round, I don't really do anything. I actually don't do anything. I don't get a kill. I don't come in contact with anything. I kind of just push through garage, and then I end up going towards their spawn. But like, literally, I don't come in contact with anyone. Now, the main thing that I want to highlight here that my coach actually highlighted, and this will go more in depth here, but the way that I go about clearing out garage is just so wrong. Cause like I literally just push right into garage. I don't check any angles. I don't jiggle peek anything. I literally just walk right into it, and if there was somebody there, I probably would have died. And generally, I'm really scared of pushing garage, because up until my coach like walked me through how to like actually do it, which you guys will see tomorrow, I had no clue on how to actually like properly clear it out. And then I very kind of like lazily walk into like RC link, and I don't really jiggle anything there either. It was just really bad peaks all around, which things like that are to be expected, especially at the rank that I'm at right now. It's definitely more of a mechanical thing that I am taking the time to work on. So now we're gonna jump over to round 17, which is the first win of this half after our first initial buy round. Now, there was a lot that I did wrong here. First things first. There's nothing wrong with me going garage. I mean, I really shouldn't be going garage at this point in time, because we realized that they're playing really close angles with the shotguns, and I kind of just play into that here. So Sage a little slower, but I don't know what this Jet was thinking, just a wide swing from that distance with the Judge. Our Sova cleaned her up with Judge, but this is where I'm really concerned with what I'm doing. Not only do I just go and break this Sage wall, knowing that there's somebody in garage with the shotgun, I then proceed to reload right in front of the door, and I'm just completely not prepared if anybody decides to swing me. And then, even though like I just stayed in the effective range of the Judge, knowing that they're gonna have a shotgun, I try to take the gunfight anyways. Now, that is a really bad habit that I don't know at what point like people just stop doing that, whether that's a thing that even like higher plats or like diamonds do. But essentially, like, me personally, I think that was more of an ego thing, where I was like, yeah, I'm just better, I'm just gonna like go and kill this person. It didn't work out for me, because I was just not in the ideal situation to be taking that kind of a gunfight, and that's why I got picked off so early. But besides that, my team just outstandingly performed that round and absolutely carried me. for that round.
I want to disrespect.
Going right into it, the next round that we want to talk about that is our one impactful round of the half, which at this point it's pretty obvious that we're gonna end up winning this match. It's 11-6, and we just have really good momentum. Now I don't have any money to be able to buy an actual rifle, even though like my teammates do. Now this comes into me getting more comfortable with using Jet's ultimate. This isn't really a round where I have too much to talk about. It's more of a I just was like, I'm just gonna go and have fun. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna use his ultimate. We start pushing up C. I'm holding that angle. I see on the minimap there, the Sage is to the right. I also see her slow orb, so I dash through it. Completely catch her off guard. I got a call that people were in garage. I thought it was just the Phoenix, which is why I react so slow to the Astra that's in there. So I pick off that Phoenix. I jump in there. Oh shit, Astra's there. I right click her and just dash. And at this point, I'm trying to hunt down the last person. Very kill hungry. Very dualistic. I really had a lot of fun this round, but there wasn't really much thought. It was more brain dead. I'm just gonna go for it kind of a thing.
Match point. I saw that.
Yo.
So we ended up losing the round right after the round where I ulted. So that was round 18 where I ulted. We ended up losing round 19. Here we are in round 20. This is the round where we close out the match. Very early on, I get a pick here. We know that Sova plays A long, and we know that somebody likes to push up A short. So the original plan that we came up here was I was gonna throw a jet smoke A short to block off visibility. We are gonna have Cypher watch the smoke in case they push through it within that short period of time, and the rest of us is just gonna wide swing Sova. So that's exactly what we do here. We wide swing Sova. I ended up just tap, burst. Ended up picking off the Sova here. Now, this is an issue that I have here. Going into this, my crosshair placement really bad. I'm really pre-aiming. I'm just aiming right in the middle of the site there, not looking at anything. I tried to boost up on top of the box there, and I just completely messed up my spacing. Now, here, I was just kind of like holding for rotates, expecting somebody to come from B, thinking that I'd hear somebody coming through spawn, if that ended up being the case. I was very confused as to why the plant wasn't going down. I ended up like telling our Omen like, hey, come plant, because he was fishing for kills, because we saw the Cypher ult that happened not too long ago, that everybody was on flank. So now knowing that they're all on flank, I decided to go and help our Omen out. I pick off this Phoenix ult, I reposition, totally different new position, saw the Cypher's cage, used it, saw it go down, decided to throw smoke to further block off visibility, and after the smoke drops, Phoenix is spraying, and obviously I was able to pick him off due to the very clean off angle there. Now, with all that being said, I really did enjoy making this kind of content again. It's really nice and refreshing to go back and think about what it is that I was doing and things that worked out, things that didn't work out, and I haven't been doing that for a while. I've been recording VODs for the purpose of my coach going over it, but I haven't been rewatching my own VODs and learning from them, and I feel like that's probably why I stagnated for such a long time, because I've been stuck in gold for the last like 3 or 4 months of just no progression whatsoever. And it was pretty much right when I got my coach and we started rewatching my VODs, and he started going over and pointing out the things that I was doing wrong, where I started making that progression again, where I was able to make that step from gold into platinum, which in my opinion, that's a really big deal. So with that, I'm definitely going to be trying to review my own VODs again. I'm definitely going to keep, if you guys end up enjoying the video that I post tomorrow where my coach reviews a VOD, one of my VODs with me, I'll definitely keep doing that kind of content. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, please smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.